Hello team and everyone else watching this. My name is Alana. This is a quick update about what happened in our last Community Networks meeting and also an introduction to my facilitation process. First, I would like to share my gratitude to all of us for being such an important team for the future of the Davis community. Leslie has put in some enormous legwork to get us all together since she took charge a few months ago. Our varied backgrounds give us access to different resources and life experiences to contribute to this effort. We are all of equal value and have an important place on this team. My main goal as a facilitator is to channel a constructive spirit of opportunity and consensus in groups by amplifying everyone's voice and building structures of fulfillment so that everyone feels empowered and successful. As an urban shaman studying indigenous research methods and the design of regenerative cultures, I've developed a facilitation process which is at the basis of all the consulting work that I do. I wish to share this with you briefly before moving forward. This is an example of a regenerative process. First, I listen closely as everyone gets a chance to share. I am listening deeply for emotions, intentions, desires, fears, needs, and dreams. From the space of sharing emerges opportunities. I then propose ideas as offerings for the group to consider based on the opportunities I see. Those opportunities that the group would like to follow through on then generate actionable requests that I will make of the group to make sure there's a successful follow through. I then allow myself the vulnerability to receive from the group what they would like to offer me in the form of feedback, monetary contributions, or some other form of support. Now I can apply this regenerative process with all of you. In my listening from our recent meetings, I will summarize some of what I heard. Leslie is doing many things, from meeting with community members at the co-op, prototyping neighborhood engagement, testing the usage of the Cool Homes pamphlet, recruiting people for advisory and project team meetings, and facilitating those meetings, managing projects as they unfold, keeping records of the activities, running a neighborhood research project, and being a general cheerleader for Cool Davis, just to name a few things. Ken offers a suggestion to organize the neighborhood outreach efforts by point of contact and visualize which parts of town have been visited and determine what outcome was present during the visit. He also mentioned a broader effort that Cool Davis is undergoing in revisioning its role within the city of Davis going forward. Jose mentioned his interest in community building and participating in in-person engagement once we have a campaign process planned out. Miriam has been helping with research efforts, but I haven't had a chance to have a listening session with her just yet. Cameron and I spoke briefly during a prototyping session with Leslie, but I would like to listen to his thoughts in more detail as well. Based on my listening, this is what I offer. This is what I can offer for us. As we can see, Leslie's doing a lot of work for this effort. She's been being an incredible army of one, which is a recipe for burnout. As a group focusing on sustainability, we want to be mindful of the mental and emotional health of our team. The easiest way to prevent burnout is to reframe a role so that it is easier to execute and empower others to take on the details. Leslie's most important role, as I see it, is that of discovery and vision keeping. She keeps asking the central questions, driving our whole effort, and keeps refining the vision based on what she discovers in the community. Then she communicates this to all that have an interest. As a vision keeper, she keeps the group on track in terms of the values and general direction that it is wanting to take, and communicates these ideas to those that don't yet know what we're trying to do. This is a huge job, but can be summarized by 3 essential questions. What would a sustainable, resilient, and regenerative future look like for the town? Who can help refine this vision and take action on it? How can the latest insights and opportunities be communicated to all those that have an interest? With that, we can ask ourselves as our team the question, how can we help Leslie keep the vision updated and help her reach out to various stakeholders within neighborhoods with these important updates? Maybe with blogs, video messages, neighborhood walkthroughs, arranging in-person meetings at the co-op, flyering, community events, etc. There's many ways to get this done. All the other responsibilities that she's taking on should also be passed down to other leaders as we increase our capacity. Notice, for example, how this YouTube video that I'm creating for us is a way to amplify our ability to communicate and to organize. It captures the value of our discussions, makes the content accessible to those that can't attend meetings, and makes it easy to disseminate broadly. Now moving on to Ken's suggestion. Ken's suggestion offers us a wonderful operational strategy. If we imagine our team to be like a flock of birds, we can notice that our team can operate on two main levels. One, a high-level vision looking at the town below, with two, specific targeted points of descent to activate parts of the community on the ground. Every time we land and make a point of contact, we will learn a lot, which will help us refine our process over time. I also want to just clarify, when I said descent, I don't mean like dissenting people. I meant, descending onto the ground, just to be clear. Over time, the map can look like this, indicating all our points of contact. We can then also reach the same areas multiple times, bringing more organized and substantial forms of engagement each time we make contact. So for example, here in green, we just have a neighborhood walk as maybe a first point of contact. Then after we do that, we can have a community event based on the people that we meet. We can organize a community event. And then maybe in the third contact, we can have a very in-depth brainstorming session to figure out how to really help the community meet some sustainability goals. Then we can also start linking together parts to form a web of resilience. So here we see in red, we've linked various different points of contact. Our main goal being here this form of engagement is to empower localized community leaders and to create a strong network around town. That way we don't have to do the heavy lifting in any one area. Our role will then shift from activation to increased connection making and network strengthening. There's a great tool for this called the Green Map, which I would love to explore with you all. Moving on to Jose. Jose gave a wonderful perspective because he shared his value of community and his willingness to go out there and do the work. But he also shared some hesitation because of having a language barrier and potentially not being adequately prepared for success. To that I respond that any one of us can only do so much. We have to try to do as much as we can with the people that we have, but we must also be in the mindset of constantly building capacity in terms of bringing new people to the table, empowering them to take on projects big and small, and increasing the resources available via grants and fundraising to support the effort so that it doesn't fizzle out because of lack of resources. We don't want to excite people and then not give them training and team building to make sure they feel successful, or else they won't want to come back. Leslie asked me if I wanted to facilitate the next meeting, for which I accepted. Here are my requests for us to make sure there is a good follow-through. To all, please attend the meeting on the 15th of February, if at all possible. If you can't make it, please let me know so I can plan accordingly. Ken, I'm excited to discuss the possibility of using green maps for this project with you. I will arrange meeting with you before the 15th for this. Miriam and Cameron, I haven't been able to listen to what you have to say in much detail, and I would like to arrange a meeting with you before the 15th as well. To all, let's think of ways of supporting Leslie on discovering the vision and broadening her ability to reach a wider audience with it. What do we know, or who do we know, that can help with this? Lastly, please share this video with colleagues, friends, and family so that we can begin spreading the word about what we're doing in our town to build greater sustainability, resilience, and regenerative culture. For the past 8 years of training to do this work, I have learned the value of receiving feedback and suggestions for improvement. Please feel free to connect with me at alan.gamage@gmail.com for any sort of feedback you want to give me. It is my life passion to help transform communities so that they can be more resilient and regenerative. Because it is my passion, it is easy for me to exhaust myself and give myself for free. However, this often leads me to burn out, and I want to be able to hold space for these projects with integrity over time. I live a simple, minimalist life, so it only costs me $2,500 a month to live. Will you help me afford my life so that I can keep making this work a central focus of mine? You can donate easily through my website at alangamage.org. Donations help keep my work open source and accessible to all. Thank you so much. I will be seeing you all very soon. Have a good night.